welcome back to Prompt Wednesdays. Because this is the last day of Inktober, I drew an ant holding a pen. Alright, let's get into the prompt. And we have 2 bonsai tree and headphones. I said that very enthusiastically, but on the inside I was actually underwhelmed for some reason. I don't know. Let's just get into sketching. I googled both of these prompts just to make sure that I had references for them so that I wasn't making anything up. It's always good to have references for things you're drawing, even if you think you know what they look like, because you could be wrong. So I was actually really excited to draw a bonsai tree. I think it was going to be really twisty and weird and really fun to exaggerate and put into my style. So I was really looking forward to that. And as I was sketching different kinds of headphones, which apparently I gave up after 2, it got me thinking about if I was drawing in this book even 10 years ago, but maybe more like 20 or 30 years ago, the amount and variety of headphones we have today is so crazy. We have wireless headphones now. I mean, I bet people didn't even think that was any sort of a possibility 20 years ago. You see all this future technology in movies, but I've never seen wireless headphones as something in a future movie. Sci-fi movie? Anyways, so I started to sketch a teenager-looking teenagery while holding a bonsai plant, and I thought it would be really cool to put a little creature or something into that plant. And then it just got me thinking about a story and if creatures lived in the trees and who are they and what do they do. And I got really into creating, I guess, a little village in a bonsai tree, so that's what I went with. I really liked the emotional look that I had on the first teenager sketch. It just looked like something was going on in their head. Maybe they had just gone through something sad, so they were listening to music and just getting through it. Hey, maybe the bonsai tree belonged to their grandmother and their grandmother just died, so they were sad and listening to music, and this is where they discovered that there were little creatures living in the bonsai tree. So I pretty much went with the original sketch that I had, but I did alter some of the hair and clothes and headphone stuff along the way. I did keep the headphones really cute. I'm sure there is a lot of Japanese inspiration, probably from anime, from them. I couldn't resist putting some little radio antenna thing with a star on it. Maybe these headphones also work as a radio and you can tune in. That would be really cool. That has to exist, right? Maybe not. I have no idea how radios work. So when it came to the bonsai tree, I actually was hoping to put a little more effort into making the tree look like something lived there, as in maybe putting a swing, a little building, maybe a door into the tree, some platforms where these creatures were living. But after I sketched the tree, even just thinking about putting a door into it, I was like, well, it just looks so cool as a tree as is, so maybe turning a little bonsai tree into a home for tiny creatures is something I can explore in the future. But for now, we just have a tree with a bunch of creatures around it. But these creatures, they might be small and they might look cute, but there's a lot more to them than you might think. Going into this, I at first was thinking that maybe they would be her friends and these little creatures were just so cute and cheering her up. But as I continued to sketch them, I decided to give them a little devilish tail and, of course, nice big horns, and they turned into these little demon creatures. When I originally penciled them, they had normal legs, but then when I went back and inked them, I gave them little goat legs, so they just became more and more satanic looking. Next thing you know, I'm giving them pitchforks, and then later on when I paint, any guesses? Here's a poll. Are they just misunderstood? They look like bad creatures, but they're actually really nice. Or, yes, she gets stabbed. As you can see, when I got into coloring this piece, I didn't have any background aspirations for this one. Please forgive me, this is another background-less illustration. Inktober has been kicking my butt, but we are so close to being finished. Just one more day. But 4 drawings for me because I am still behind. I'm so excited to show you guys my Inktober tour and story and sketches, but enough about that. You will see that in a few days. Back to what we were talking about, the prompt. I I just gave the background a very simple blue faded sky with white clouds, and it could be really interesting to the story. Yes, it's a boring background, I didn't push myself, but maybe these little devil creatures were convincing her to take this bonsai plant to a specific location to either sacrifice her body to their people, or they just want to be returned to wherever they came from. Maybe their grandmother has been passed down this bonsai tree, and these poor creatures were taken from their original home hundreds of years ago, and they just want to go back to where they belong, not in a house, somewhere in nature. And the girl refused at first until they broke out their little pitchforks and started to jump on her, and next thing you know, she is being very obedient. After I started to develop more and more into the story that these little creatures were evil and causing her harm, I think the sad face started to make a lot more sense than her just in general being sad. She's in pain, she fears for her life, so she has this worried, sad face, and I think it fits the narrative a lot more, as sad as that is. Hey, it's still October, we have a day until Halloween, I'm allowed to draw little creatures almost killing a teenage girl, right? That's the spirit of Halloween. That's what the whole month is all about. It's an excuse to be morbid and disturbing and not be questioned about it. When it came to coloring this piece, as you guys know, I am obsessed with limiting my color palette. I just think it really brings the illustration together to have colors that are reflected throughout the piece in different elements. So when it came to coloring the girl, I was thinking about making her have green hair like the tree and a brown shirt. But I thought that the colors would be too similar because the tree has green on top and brown on bottom, even though I thought that would be funny for her to reflect the tree. I thought, okay, well then I'll give her brown hair on the top and then green shirt so that she's like the opposite of the tree, but still the same colors as the tree. But then I thought that the illustration was looking kind of dull and sad, even though I was thinking that the blue sky was a little too bright of a blue for me. When it came to filling in the colors, I was kind of coloring things a little too mid-tone throughout, so things were turning out really dark and desaturated and kind of a little more sad than even for my earthy palette. So I decided to throw in some red because red is a good complement for green, and it would be really cute for the headphones and her shirt to be this pinky red color, so that's what I ended up going with. Plus, I knew I was going to have some blood later on, so having some more red elements in her design was going to be really useful for that. I did give her green eyes, so her eyes do match the tree. And I was thinking about giving the tree some blood splatters just to put some red on the tree and have it a little bit spread out throughout the illustration a little bit more. But after I added the little prick marks on her body where she was stabbed by the pitchforks, I realized that for such small pitchforks, there probably wasn't going to be a lot of blood in general in this illustration, unless I drew about 20 more of the creatures on her and she was just covered in blood. It didn't seem like there was enough blood to have any sort of a splatter or just anything in general on the tree. So unfortunately, there is no blood on the tree. I know, you guys, it ruined the illustration. The more blood, the better, as we all know. But overall, even though I do think this is a very simple piece and I didn't push myself, I think it's really fun. I love the story of the little creatures. I think there would be a fun little short story there, and I cannot wait to do some more short stories in the future. I have something planned, a video series, maybe, maybe not, who knows? Anyways, I think I have talked enough about this prompt. Let's go to the end card where I look at some of your drawings from last week. Last week's prompts were bat and chicken, just in time for Halloween. Our first featured artist is Fuchsia FF00FF. The first thing that grabbed my attention with this illustration was, of course, the colors. They are so amazing. Those purples, magentas, the yellows and oranges. It is such eye candy. I love it. Plus, the stylization is adorable. Those chickens, those bats. I love everything about this illustration. It's spooky, it's cute, it's colorful. Yes. Our next featured artist is Made in the Morrow, who I guess this is a very similar color palette. Maybe I'm starting to like purple a little bit more. Don't tell anybody, it's our secret. I love this. It's a food truck selling chicken to bats. The bats are adorable. I love that you took the cooked chicken route. It's silly, it's fun. I love this piece. Just look at the little characters. Look at the little baby bat. They're so happy eating their chicken. Even the car is cute. And with that, I cannot wait to see what you guys do with this week's prompts, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay golden. Bye.